go.
You're watching Retro Geeks Live.
.com.
And check it out, we got Harley, man. You know what we're talking about today? It's all about Suicide Squad, baby. And we got 3 other good subjects going on. Really exciting stuff today on Retro Geeks Live. So, I'm one of your hosts. I'm Eric.
And I'm Al.
I wish it was Harley. Hey, that'd be tight, dude. Does it show the backside? Can you show the backside?
Yeah, it does actually.
Oh, man, I was hoping for a real backside, man.
No.
Oh, dude.
I got this at Toys R Us, by the way. It's $30.
Right.
I had to get it.
Where's mine, dude?
I'll get you one.
So Retro Geeks Live coming your way, man. We're gonna start off with Suicide Squad, and we're gonna do a little different type of thing with our review because, man, I saw the movie, and Al, you.
I haven't seen it yet. I'm embarrassed actually.
But you did read the Rebirth issue.
Yes, I did.
Al's gonna review the Rebirth comic book.
Yeah.
Suicide Squad #1, right? It was #1.
Number one. It's always number one. You know that.
Oh yeah. And I'll be doing the movie. So, dude, talking about the movie.
Yeah.
Let's do that. Well,
let's do the movie first because it's a lot more exciting.
Okay. So the movie, Suicide Squad, I went to see it, and let me just say, first of all, I like the movie. Okay, and it's very good. But it's a very good movie with lots of butts. And lots of butts besides Harley Quinn's butt, if I should say so.
And that is one hell of a butt.
It is, and it's shown off quite a bit. It's
good.
Yeah.
At least you get your money's worth.
There's a lot of Harley Quinn butt in Suicide Squad. So, if for nothing else, a lot of geeks out there want to see it, I think. So, but there's a lot of other butts too. Okay. And the first one, the main one, I'd have to say, Al, and all of you geeks out there, is we're not gonna do many like spoilers or anything. I'm gonna try not to do any spoilers, but there's a few things that might come out. But
so let's just give a warning about spoilers right now.
Okay, there's not gonna be too many spoilers. Okay. It's not really a spoiler type review. Okay, but what we got going on is, first of all, the movie, they tried too hard. And that's evidenced early on. The first, 3 scenes, they use really good, the first scene, they use really good music. I forget what the song was, but it's really good. It gets you pumped up. You're in there, you're getting pumped up. Then they switch to another character, another scene, and another good song. So you're like, okay, cool, right on, that's all right. And then they go to another character, I believe, and another really big song, right? And so at that point already, less than 10 minutes into the movie, I'm thinking, man, they're just trying too hard with this, man. They're just, hits on after hits on after hits on, and it seems like, man, they're just. So the whole thing, it seemed like they tried a little too hard. Now the plot was a little on the sloppy side. But the thing that really bothered me, it didn't bother me.
Was it as bad as Spider-Man 3?
I'd say the plot was messier than Spider-Man 3.
Oh boy.
I don't know if that means it was necessarily as bad. I think Spider-Man 3 was just bad on the planning stage.
Oh, okay.
But the thing that didn't bother me, Al, and that much, because the movie was fun. It was good. It was good to watch. But what bothered me was the cutting and editing. It was very, very sloppy. Worse than Ghostbusters, the new Ghostbusters. The cutting, it seemed like it was all over the place. Just really sloppy work.
Is that like a new style now, maybe, or how they, sometimes they have like the lens flare deal that was going on for a while and all that.
No, it just seems like they cut in spots where they shouldn't, and they go to scenes that right away don't make that much sense. So
I guess we're going to have to wait for the extended version.
Well, what's interesting about what could be extended version is you know how they did reshoots for this? A lot of reshoots.
Yes.
Now the director, his name is not coming to me, but the director originally he shot a much darker version supposedly, and so that might be a smoother show, but that's not what I believe Warner Brothers wanted. So then they went for the reshoots, and that might be the cause of some of the sloppy cutting.
Oh, okay.
What it seems like, man, is a lot of trailers just spliced together, man.
Okay.
It seems like a lot of trailers spliced together, which is just a little too bad. But you know, let's get a little bit into each character really quickly. I just hit most of the characters, not all of them, but really quick. So the lady that puts together the squad, you know.
Yeah.
Amanda Waller. Amanda Waller.
Yeah.
What's that?
Amanda Waller.
Yeah, man. The one thing I want to say is Viola Davis plays her. She does a really good job. I think she was like on point with her acting. You know, it's not a hard character to play, but she's got those eyes that were pretty to the point. And then you know, the Rick Flag character, man, for me, you know, he was cool and everything, but there's this whole kind of love story that's kind of like the main part of the plot kind of going on with Rick Flag and someone else. And honestly, I couldn't care less about his love story. It was like, it's like, really? It just seemed, that's part of the problem with the plot there.
Okay.
And then we're going to go to the Boomerang guy. Now, my question is, why was he even there? You know?
Who plays that? Is that Will Smith?
No, Boomerang. No, he's Australian dude.
Oh, okay.
Will Smith, I don't think he's that good an actor.
No, he's not. He's very overrated. You know what? After Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, I didn't really like much of what he did.
Well, I mean, I don't think he can play a white Australian guy too easily. But early on in the movie, right? They
well, you never know when they change it nowadays. So.
No, that's true. That's true.
Look at Ghostbusters.
So they kill off, like, there's another suicide guy, I don't even know his name, but he's, like, good at climbing things, and they kill him off, like, early on, and I'm just thinking to myself, why even have that guy? Just kill off Boomerang, because you're not, you know, why is he even there?
Yeah.
Next I want to talk about Killer Croc. Now, that dude, he was pretty cool. I kind of like him. The reason I like him is because they didn't use, like, a lot of CGI, it was just a costume, I think, pretty much. And it totally reminded me of the Thing in the original Fantastic Four 1 and 2. And I actually like that character. I like that they didn't use the effects that much. You know, and it reminded me a lot of the Thing in that. And the one thing I couldn't get over was it was kind of funny because Killer Croc is I guess a black guy. So,
see, that's why I asked about Will Smith. You just proved my point.
Dude, it wasn't Boomerang, it was Killer Croc. But it's kind of funny.
I'm just glad Will Smith is not playing Harley Quinn.
Then we'd be in big trouble.
Yeah.
So the Killer Croc, he has a line like at one point where he goes like, "I want my BET." You know, the Black Entertainment TV, I guess, or television. Yeah. And then he calls Harley Shorty at one point. So, and he totally kind of like, so I was just like, okay, why? I guess that's okay. Yeah. But it's like, it seemed forced.
Got it.
It seemed forced, man. Okay. And I was just like, okay. But I really like the Killer Croc character. He has a couple funny lines. Yeah. The next one is Katana, the girl with the sword. And I thought I thought I'd like her a lot more. There's one point where all of a sudden she has a breakdown. She's crying for no reason almost. And I'm like, really? So that was kind of so-so. Her character was so-so, I thought. Now let's go to the 3 highlights, I think, of the movie. The first one is El Diablo, dude. Now he was pretty much a badass, man. His whole thing. Now, this is going a little spoilery here, but his kind of whole thing throughout the movie is he just wants to stay out of the fight. Something bad happened to him. He doesn't want to fight no more because of it. But that gave him some depth. But the character could have used a lot more depth. I think they should have related it to like finding God or something. Go much deeper with that character, and it would have been very simple to do. It wouldn't have taken any extra time, and it would have given that character a lot more depth. Because his name's El Diablo, man.
Yeah.
That's the devil. But him finding God would have been like totally like, and it would have fit the character, I thought. So I think that was a missed opportunity right there. The next one we got going on is Deadshot, man, and that's Will Smith.
Will Smith, yeah.
And dude, a little, he was cool in it. He was good in it, but just a little too much screen time. I mean, he was like the center of attention most of the time.
Well, it's Will Smith, and he is, after all, the most overrated actor in Hollywood.
Oh, you think he's most overrated?
Yeah, I think so. I don't really see. I don't get it. I just don't get it with him.
I thought he did a good job. But I think the one thing that bothered me about Deadshot is, and Will Smith possibly playing him, is because I think he wanted the FaceTime.
Yeah.
In the movie.
Yeah.
He wears the Deadshot mask literally for maybe like 10 seconds in the movie or something.
So it's kind of like William Shatner on Star Trek.
Yeah. He wants
like this for 20 minutes.
It's all about me.
It's all, yeah.
Not you, me.
Exactly.
So he was good, but like not having the mask on, they tried to make it like a plot point there too, why he doesn't wear the mask. But I'm like, the point didn't make much sense.
Yeah.
And it was just kind of stupid. So that really bothered me about the character. But I will say, otherwise, Will Smith did a good job. It's just a little too much of him, I think.
Yeah.
And then, there's two more big ones. Harley Quinn, number one.
Oh, it's all about Harley Quinn, dude.
It's all about Harley Quinn. Now, what I would say might be slightly controversial. Okay.
I'm the one who's supposed to be controversial, not you.
I know you're the controversial one.
Yeah.
So Harley Quinn, like, she is brilliant in this movie, right? Especially in the beginning. Like, she's like there, she's not there, she's doing some crazy stuff. Really, and the actress did a great job. Really, really on point. And this is where I think some of that push from Warner Brothers came in, trying to get a little bit more lighthearted in the movie and not as dark. Because as the movie rolled on, you see a downward spiral with Harley Quinn into actual sanity, I think. She becomes saner and saner throughout the movie a little bit. She's still crazy, but they don't show like that, like, total craziness factor. And that was really kind of like, the way she was in the beginning was a little bit different than how she was at the end, and it bothered me.
You got it, yeah.
I think it would have been much better if she was, like, twisted throughout. And I think they changed that a little bit. Now, part of the reason might be because of the Joker. And now, this is where it's going to get really controversial, guys. I mean, okay, hold on. I'm sorry.
Actually, I never thought I'd see the day where I would see Justin Bieber play the Joker.
Thank you. The Joker in this movie is a little, and I don't want bad language on RetroGeeksLive.com, but Joker is a little bitch in this movie. I'm sorry, man. He reminded me of Stalker Superman in Superman Returns. Okay? Now, he shoots someone, he kills someone, he beats on Harley, he uses Harley a little bit, but, I mean, he's in love with her. And the whole movie, and this is a little spoilery, but the whole movie is basically he's kind of chasing her. And it's like, and he looks, I mean, it is not, it's a far cry from Heath Ledger's Joker.
Yeah.
And this is where I'm going to say, man, it's too bad Heath Ledger, died. I'm going to say, man, if you put this movie and put Heath Ledger into it, and you make it a little bit more twisted, the relationship between Harley and him, it would have made this movie much, like, 10 times better, man. It would have been more twisted, like, psychologically, like, and everything. The Joker just is a little too much of a not whiner, but, like, just not what he's more of a gangster than a bad guy, kind of.
Oh, okay.
He's a bad guy, but he's like, he's concerned about all the things that Joker wasn't concerned about in the last movie, in The Dark Knight Returns.
Got it.
Now, I will say that this would make some sense. This would make some sense, brother, if the Joker in Suicide Squad was Jason Todd, the former Robin.
Yeah.
And the real Joker, you know, he takes out Robin and turns Robin into this new Joker. Now, there was a lot of theories that might be the case in this movie, because you have the J underneath the Joker's eye, the tattoo.
Yeah.
That could stand for Jason and Joker. There was a bird tattoo on his arm, which could be a robin. Some people are saying it was a robin.
I really gotta go see this movie really quick.
Yeah, it's a trip, and it's a good fun movie. It's a good fun movie.
Good.
I'm not saying it's not.
That's the most important part.
Yeah, and but the director shot that down. David Ayer, I think.
Yeah.
He shot down that rumor, and he said that's not the case. Now that would have been brilliant, I thought, if the real Joker is still out there. But and then the last thing, or two more things I really want to say. This is another superhero movie which has, like, the Earth, everything on the line. The bad guys are trying to, like, ruin the Earth, ruins humanity, and take over humanity. It's like, why can't we just get more of a down-to-earth storyline? I mean, if you took, you know, like I said before in Retro Geeks, if you took the Joker escaping Arkham Asylum with Harley Quinn when she was still just, you know, normal person, and then the Suicide Squad has to go after Joker to rescue her, and you have her turn in the meantime, fall in love with Joker, become crazy, and then you just, you know, you go from there.
Yeah.
I think, and it's, you don't have to get, like, world's ending plot to have a good movie.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. Every superhero movie, you know, I love superhero movies, but every single one seems to be like, okay, we got to save the world. And you don't need that for a good movie.
No, you don't. It's the same thing with Star Trek movies.
Same thing with a lot of movies, man. These days, it's like they try to outdo each other.
Yeah.
But you don't need that, man.
No, you don't.
And I think, I mean, if you put, like, if you do that type of plot and put a Heath Ledger type Joker in that, oh man, dude, you're talking a brilliant movie.
Oh yeah.
And the last thing I'll say is the post-credit scene, or the mid-credit scene, I should say. Make sure you guys stay for it, because it is like it's almost as good as the whole movie itself. It's pretty badass. Good. Yeah, it's really cool. And I will say also, one other thing I want to mention is, if you have a chance to see it on IMAX, I do recommend it. You'll see why before the movie even starts. Now, I'm kind of a sucker for this type of thing, and some people might say it's stupid, but I'm kind of a sucker for it. I won't give it away, but it's worthwhile, I think. Good. So, I'm sorry for the long review, guys, but that's Suicide Squad, the movie.
Damn, that review was about almost as long as the movie.
And we got some comic book news.
Yeah,
right,
well, I read the first the Rebirth #1. Obviously, everything's #1 of Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
This that came out on Wednesday of last week. Look, like in old comic books nowadays, you have to like buy like 5, 6, or 7 of them until something actually happens. Okay. Basically, it starts with Amanda Waller talking in the Oval Office to a president. Now, the president is black, so I'm thinking it's Obama, but his ears are not big enough to be Obama, so I don't think it's Obama. Okay, so it doesn't, so that, but I get
Does it
that.
look like Obama?
Not really. I think it looks too badass to be Obama. If you ask me, that's.
Do they say who the president?
No, they don't.
Say like President so and so?
No. And basically, he's signing off on this Suicide Squad. Okay, then after he does it, it moves. Amanda Waller goes and recruits Rick Flag, who's in jail.
Okay, so Rick Flag's in the Suicide Squad.
Yes, and the moment he says yes, it's over for the month.
Oh, really?
That's it.
Okay, so what happens in between that? Like, do we see the?
We see a little bit of the Suicide Squad, nothing big. So it's
basically. Did they break him out or something, or they just?
No. Amanda Waller has credentials to take him out.
Okay, so she takes him out.
Yeah, and that's it. That's all there is.
Suicide Squad actually do?
Nothing yet. We'll see in number 2.
They just talk.
That's it. I'm not kidding.
Well, that gets to a point like a lot of comics these days. Like in the old days, you got a full story, man. Yeah. Like and these days, a lot of times I'll read a comic book and I'm like, okay, this is like really short. This is like maybe five or six pages of what I'm used to be a comic book being. You get a full length story.
Total. It was 24 pages, which they could have done in maybe 6 pages.
Yeah, that drives me nuts. Dude.
And the worst part about it is that it's $4.
Yeah, and the other thing is I'm trying to get into writing comic books, and I see this, and when I read books like that, I'm thinking like, are these writers just lazy? I mean, are they just taking like their story idea and like?
I think they do it. I think they do it actually because they try to get you to buy more and more of the comic books because the comic book industry has been suffering for years, and they don't understand that they've been suffering because of this. Because if you go out and you spend $5 on a comic book, and there's no story. Okay, all I did is I spent $4 for a prelude of what's going to happen, if that even. That's all. And then I'm done with it, and then I'm like, okay, this is going to go in a box, in a bag, and it's not going to be worth anything because new comic books are not worth anything ever, and that's it.
Well, and for 2-3 times that $5 you spent, you could have seen the movie. Saw the whole thing.
You could have seen the whole. Exactly. That's the problem. And that's the problem the comic book industry has now.
Yeah, they need more bang for their buck. And that's something that I just don't understand. Like, I'm like, there's nothing really to it. So some of these comic books, unfortunately.
Yeah, and this was actually one. I do recommend getting it if you want to follow the whole Suicide Squad Rebirth deal. Okay, because it tells you how it starts, basically. But I can see somebody buying it and getting pissed off and never buying it again. Because there's just nothing there.
That's a lot. That's a lot in comic books today. Yeah, it's unfortunately. So Retro Geeks, that's your Suicide Squad stuff going on. We recommend you definitely see the movie. And Al says if you're into wanting to collect the whole series, definitely get Rebirth number 1. I'm sure the whole story once it's done will be great. But
yeah, but the only problem is once it's getting close to done, they're probably going to figure out a Rebirth 2 and go back to number 1.
You can do a whole nother universe.
A whole nother universe.
All right, let's move on, Retro Geeks. Now, hey, Al, are you ready for some action?
Depends.
Are you ready for some live action?
Yes, I am.
Are you ready for some Star Wars live
action? Of course.
On ABC.
Yeah.
Dude, this is flying under the radar a little bit, man. ABC is hinting at a Star Wars live action show, man. Yeah. This is our childhood dreams come true.
Well, it depends. It depends. Is it going to be like the holiday special from, the Chewbacca holiday special from 1979?
Which somehow, for some reason, J.J. Abrams, I think, said that is actually part of their a real Star Wars universe now.
Oh dear Lord.
JJ's our boy, but sometimes I don't know.
Yeah, well, he doesn't. You know, you gotta remember, this is the guy this is the guy that thought up Lost.
Yeah.
Okay, I can expect anything out of this guy.
So anyway, man. So this Star Wars, they're hinting at ABC getting Star Wars live action series. Now, let's go back a little bit in time. Rick McCallum, you know, he's heavily involved in the Star Wars universe. A while ago, he laid out the groundwork for a series that he described as Deadwood in space. Deadwood was that HBO series, the Western.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they did this, and they actually reportedly have 50 scripts.
Wasn't this from like the early 2000s where they were gonna make a show, a TV show about Star Wars, and it never panned out?
That's true. It's right after. I think it was right after the prequels. I think.
Yeah, about 2005, I believe. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. They were going to call it Star Wars Underworld. In fact.
Yeah, I remember that. Yes.
Yeah. They supposedly there's 50 episodes already scripted. Now we don't know. No one knows really if that's what they would use. I hope that they start all over again. Or maybe play off of those scripts, some of the ideas in them. I don't know. But what we want to do today on Retro Geeks Live is we want to give you our takes on what we think, or actually what we want the series to be. If we were in charge, what would the series be? So Al, I'll start with you.
I would like to see a TV show about Rogue One.
Okay, so
which, by the way, Rogue One, the trailer comes out. The new trailer comes out on August 11th.
This Thursday.
Yes, this Thursday.
Okay, we'll be ready for that.
Yeah, and we'll post it as soon as we get it on RetroGeeksLive.com.
Yeah. So you want to see Rogue One as a TV series?
Yeah.
Okay.
Something like that. Something of that nature.
Well, you know, my idea is a little bit like yours, but goes a little bit before that, or actually a lot before that in time. What I would do, and this is what I thought they should have done with the first Star Wars story movie instead of Rogue One. I thought they should have done, and I thought they should have came out with this before Episode 7, actually. But you know, things didn't work out the way I wanted them to.
Yeah.
But Darth Vader's story between Revenge of the Sith and A New Hope, or what will be Rogue Squadron. Story between those two timelines.
You have to be very careful with that, because probably they can't do it, because we don't know if James Earl Jones would want to do something like that.
That's true, but you know, I think they could spend some of that Disney moolah to get him to do it, as long as he's breathing. Dude, don't tell me James Earl Jones won't go for $1 million an episode. Come on, Disney.
Oh, of course he would.
Not that Disney would pay $1 million an episode, but
no, the way Disney is, Disney will ask him to pay $1 million an episode.
Hey, you're ruining that Disney sponsorship, man. Don't do that.
You better be careful. They're gonna send us a bill.
I would love to see Darth Vader's story, man, between those two times, man. Yeah. I mean, you got him hunting down Jedis.
Yeah.
That would be badass. You have him, from Revenge of the Sith. He wanted to take out the Emperor in Revenge of the Sith.
Yeah.
He was talking to Obi-Wan and Padme, we can make it our galaxy. And so his plotting against the Emperor, how the Emperor reacts, he probably knows about that and how he reacts. So I think that would have been. You'd also have to get the Emperor guy. He's a brilliant actor. I forget his name though.
I think he would probably do it.
He might. He's a pretty cool guy. Yeah. I think that would be brilliant. That's what I would love to see. And we'll just have to wait to see if it happens and what they do with it.
Yeah, I'm not that excited at this point, because we've been down this road before, and it never panned out. But now it is Disney, and Disney's gonna milk it every which way they can.
Dude, I got my hopes up, man. Don't ruin
I know I'm a downer today, man. I don't know what's wrong with me. I'm like, I don't know, man.
So,
I guess I'm pissed off because you were able to see Suicide Squad and I wasn't. This isn't right.
I'll go with you. I'll patch out the back.
You promise?
Yeah.
Will you buy me some milk duds?
Maybe some Snickers.
Okay, well that works too.
Anyway,
Jujubes.
So Retro Geeks, tell them where they can go to give what they want to see in a possible Star Wars live action TV show.
Well, you can go to our website. And you can from there you can go to our Facebook page. Our website is www.retrogeekslive.com, and from there you can there's a link to our Facebook page, and you are welcome to come over and talk about anything you want on our Facebook page.
And definitely put down what you would like to see.
Yes.
In the Star Wars TV show. Now we're going Star Wars on Retro Geeks, but now we're going even further into the universe, man. And there's this new friggin' game coming out tomorrow on PS4, man, and it's called No Man's Sky. Now,
see, now this is why I'm a downer today.
Okay,
I don't have a PS4.
You don't have a PS4, dude.
But Christmas is coming up, and buddy.
I knew you were playing that. I knew it, dude. So Al needs a PS4, guys. To play No Man's Sky. It's also coming out for PC on the 12th, I think. But anyway,
I don't have one of those either.
Let me tell you about this game, Al. Now, dude, it's coming out from Hello Games. It's a first-person open-world survival game. Now, this game has over 18 quintillion planets. It would take you 585 billion years to visit every single planet in this game.
Wow.
Now, normally, I wouldn't talk much about games and stuff, or pushing this game, but this is some news here, man. I think this is something different, hasn't been done before. It's so vast, guys, that the developers have sent out probes into this virtual freaking universe to chart it. It's that big. And
wow.
So supposedly in this game, your ultimate goal is being able to reach the center of the universe. Supposedly that's a hard thing, really hard thing to do, I guess. I guess that's your goal. So, you got to collect your resources, you got to, do all this stuff, but there's action in this too, dude.
Now this game, you just play it in your living room, right?
Yeah, it's not a.
So we're not going to have to deal with any of these Pokemon Go type of deals, right?
No Pokemon Go.
Okay.
No,
we're going to run into a bunch of idiots on the street looking up at.
There's combat, dude. So
okay.
In this game, like if you're kind of a bad guy, if you're destructive, if you like kill too many people or creatures, or you mine, you try to get too many resources.
Yeah.
You could get a bounty on your head, I think.
Oh, okay.
Right, and then
I'm sure once you get it, that's going to happen to you.
Oh, yeah. And then there's these trade routes where you can trade, but you also become a space pirate if you want, and you can attack the trade routes and be a space pirate, and you can have your own fleet of starships, dude.
No, okay.
Fleet, and you can customize them all. So it's a trippy sounding game, dude. It looks really kind of like we've come a long way from Space Invaders. I'll just say that.
Yeah, sounds like it.
Yeah, I don't know. It's gonna be interesting to see how this game turns out, but I just think it's a trip. It's so big.
Yeah.
The other cool thing about it is supposedly when you discover a planet, you get to name it whatever you want.
Oh, that's cool. That's really cool.
That's kind of fun.
Yeah. Hey, we need to find one and name it Retro Geeks Live.
Retro Geeks Live.
Yeah.
So let's move on. We're gonna go to our retro portion of the show. Al, what do we got going retro today, man?
Well, I got the ultimate retro for you.
Ultimate Retro. All right.
Yesterday was the 40th anniversary of Amazing Spider-Man 121.
121.
The night Gwen Stacy died.
The death of Gwen Stacy.
Yep.
Dude, okay. Death of Gwen Stacy.
Yeah.
And the following issue, too, were two of my favorite comic books growing up. In fact,
yes, they were
probably the first ones I actually read. Like, not just looked at pictures and kind of scanned over, but actually read every
So this must have been when you were about 17 or 18.
Oh, yeah, 18, 19.
Yeah, no, it was really, that one and when Robin, the original Robin dies, are probably my favorite comic books.
Okay, so this was written by, I think, Jerry Conway, if I'm
yes, I believe so. Yes,
and drawn by the great John Romita Sr. His stuff is classic. That book 121 is, I know it's worth hundreds of dollars uncertified.
Yeah.
Certified is probably in the thousands.
Yeah.
Especially in good shape. I'm certain it's in the thousands of dollars range. 121. Dude, actually, there's a funny story. There's a funny story about Stan Lee with this issue.
Yeah, I had heard about it, but go ahead and tell it.
Oh, okay. So, I think rumor has it that Stan Lee was like leaving on a business trip to like Europe or somewhere, and the rioter came in or someone came in and tried to, asked if they could kill Gwen Stacy, and he just Stan, he just wanted to leave, dude. He just wanted to get out of there. He's like, do whatever you want, whatever, right? And then so he comes back from his business trip like 2 weeks later, and he sees like Gwen Stacy's dead, and he's like, what the hell happened? And they're like, you said it was okay. But, I mean, just that little thing, that little coincidence happening was classic, man. I mean, that's a classic moment in comic book history.
Yeah, and it also set up, it set up what would be one of my favorite women characters of all time, which was, Mary Jane.
MJ, man. MJ. Yeah. I love both Gwen and MJ, man.
I never really liked those boots that Gwen Stacy used to.
Why would you look at their boots, man? You're supposed to look at the other boo things.
Well, you got to remember, I read it when I was probably about 5 or 6. Oh. Not when I was 17 or 18 like you. So.
If I remember right, I think that issue is set up by, it's kind of funny because I think it's set up with Harry Osborn. I think he dropped some LSD or something. And Norman gets all mad at Peter Parker. He blames Peter Parker for Harry taking drugs or something.
Well, I had no idea about that, but I'm going to tell you something. I wouldn't be surprised considering it was in the 70s, in the early 70s.
Yeah, I mean that was a big story point back then.
Yeah, yeah.
And the fighting of the comics code about the drugs and stuff.
Yeah.
And then dude, you can't talk about 121, Amazing Spider-Man 121, without talking about 122, the next one, and the Death of Green Goblin.
Yeah.
I mean, when characters stay dead for at least a while,
yeah.
But that was like notorious, man. I mean, both. Go ahead.
No, I was thinking, going back to what we talked about, Suicide Squad, Rebirth.
Sure.
Do you realize in these 2 comic book issues how much stuff happened?
Yeah, I mean, you look at it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a great point, man. That's a great point. You look at just 121 alone. You got Norman blaming Peter for Harry's drug thing.
Yeah.
You got him turning back into Green Goblin, and you got him capturing Gwen Stacy, taking her up to the top of the bridge, and essentially killing her.
If you think about it, nowadays, these 2 issues would have probably taken about 2 years. 24 issues.
I mean, you're exaggerating, but almost not. It would probably be like they probably put this out in a whole year.
Yeah, no, and then afterwards, it wouldn't matter because it would have just do a rebirth.
Yeah.
And then she'd be alive again, so it doesn't matter.
See, you might be a bummer today, but you got some great points. That's why we keep them around here on Retro Geeks Live.
Yeah.
That's a great And those two moments also, man, are historic, man, because they're in the first Spider-Man movie ever. They basically kind of, they switch MJ with Gwen.
Yeah.
But and then Harry kind of dies the same way. I mean, not Harry. Green Goblin kind of dies the same way with the Goblin glider. He tries to get it to kill Spider-Man, but
Well, the Amazing Spider-Man 2 movie, it was all about Gwen Stacy's death.
Oh, you're talking about the second version?
Yeah, the second one.
Yeah.
Which really wasn't all that great, but I think it was good the way they, because she did die of a whiplash. I know there's a big controversy about how she died, and it was it was a whiplash that killed her actually.
That's right. Especially at that time, there's a lot of people saying, "Oh, how did Green Goblin kill her before, or did it happen on the fall?" Or so that's a great point. Yeah, man. But those two comics, one Amazing 121 and 122, those are two of my favorite comics of all time, man. Yes. So that's a great retro thing. Yeah. Do you still have your copy?
I do, but it wasn't the original, the original copy. I don't think I have an original copy of that.
You have the Marvel Tales.
I think it was the Marvel Tales or just a reprint. I'm not sure, but yeah, I don't think I have an original copy of either one of those two. I don't think I was ever able to get one of those.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah. All right. Well, hey, Retro Geeks. Hope you had some fun today. We talked a lot of stuff. Al, let them know where they can catch us.
RetroGeeksLive.com. Everything's there. There's every link. Our emails, anything. Ask us any question. And there's Facebook. There's our videos up there. You can link them. And we're all there. Everything.
All right. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
Go